we have our next topic here, which is Superman legacy to have a sense of humor, according to Rachel
Wow.
Brosnahan. Oh man, sorry, this really is like a horrible transition to the next thing. Like, oh man,
We
life
should have
sucks.
rearranged these stories a bit differently, I think. These
Doesn't life
topics.
suck? Life sucks for you. You don't get to feed your kids anymore. But Rachel Brosnahan thinks Superman's funny. What an awful
What do
transition.
you think about that, kids?
It's going to be great. But here, this comes to us from IGN. Speaking to entertainment tonight. Also, this is a Superman thing, so we technically could play our Superman music, right? I mean, we're not going to, Nah, I won't.
We could ba 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 ba. There we
Speaking
go.
to entertainment tonight.
We'll just
Brosnahan.
sing it.
So Brosnahan suggested her take on Lois Lane and Superman Legacy overall moves away from the darker and more grounded previous iteration under the new direction of DC Studios co-CEO James Gunn. She says, I've really enjoyed the collaboration with James Gunn so far, Brosnahan said. Every single person involved in this production is such a perfect nerd for Superman. We all grew up watching the movies. Some of us were reading the comics, so I feel like it's been made with so much love. I think this Superman will have a sense of humor. Brosnahan was also asked to describe her lane in 3 points, to which she said, feisty, marvelous, Miss Marvel, Miss Marvel, I don't know.
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Oh my God, you know what I'm saying. And fiercely intelligent, unlike Kevin. And then she goes on to say, Superman Legacy will premiere July 11th, 2025, and tells the story of a Superman trying to balance his Kryptonian and Kansan heritage. I almost said Kansan. Kansan heritage.
Kansan heritage.
I thought for a second this quote at the end was going to say, and tells the story of Superman trying his best. You know, like, he's just trying, guys.
Did my best, guys.
Disney has him too, all right? What can I say? Well, listen, I will say this. I am a very big fan of Henry Cavill's Superman. I think Henry Cavill's Superman aimed towards a darker DC universe. I can agree with that 100%. I think he was meant to become an evil Superman, which is what Zack Snyder had planned for him. So it all made sense to what he was going with. I love Henry Cavill Superman because they took it in a direction of like, this is what it means to be Superman in real life. Like, he definitely would be a guy who has depression and is trying to uplift himself and figure out where he belongs in this world. Like, I believe that 100%. Because if I was doing the same thing as him, I mean, hey, that'd be, yeah, we would have the same experience, I think. Aliens would come down from the heavens, and I would have to fight them all and snap their neck and cry in front of my girlfriend. That's what I would do. That's what I would do, Raul. But anyways, here's a happy Superman. And this, I am actually
I've got
very
nothing.
excited.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I'm very excited. I'm super excited to see a Superman that's going to be joyful and all-loving. I know Henry Cavill was claiming that that was going to be his next thing, but hearing him say that he wanted that for his Superman, I kind of went, I don't know. Man, I mean, I'm excited to see that, but I think it makes sense now. Also, I've seen pictures of the new guy who's playing Superman, David Cornsweat, and great last name. He sweats corn. And he's been like taking pictures of himself at the gym, trying to get as buff as he possibly can.
Nice.
And then I'm starting to see people put out paintings and artwork of, you know, what a concept of what Superman could look like with, you know, David Cornsweat as this buff Superman. And he looks fantastic in all the concept art I've been seeing. So I've only gotten more and more excited about this. So I'm really looking forward to this. The other thing is Brosnahan playing Lois Lane. I am so excited to see her as Lois Lane because I think she's gonna not only knock it out of the park, but she's gonna make the original Lois Lane from the 70s movies and 80s movies look like Garbaggio. That's what I think. Because hear me out. If this is the first time you really...
Kevin's address is 853
777 4044. No, but the original Lois Lane. Well, first of all, Raul, listen, I'm gonna be judgy because we've talked about this a million times. I'm not a fan of the original movie. The original 79 or 78. What is it?
78.
78 movie. I'm not a fan of it. I've watched it at this day and age. It does not hold up.
Yeah, we've had
However,
conversations about this.
However, I did like the second one, but the one thing that always pops in my mind is that Lois Lane, although the actress plays her best version of the character in that film, she's like a chain smoker that Clark Kent's just like Lois Lane's just like, hey Clark, where are we going? And then like Clark Kent's just like, oh my god, Lois, oh, I love you. What? How do you love that? That's ridiculous.
How
Oh my
dare
god.
you speak that way of Margot Kidder? How dare you,
Oh,
sir?
I kid. I don't. I'll see myself.
Oh God. Boom.
Anyways, you read my mind.
I knew it.
I'm very excited to see this version of Lois Lane, especially with James Gunn at the helm. Because if it's true what she's saying in this article, everybody is putting their all into making this a great story. You know, James Gunn is an incredible storyteller, incredible director, incredible writer. He knows what his vision needs to be, and every actor that he has cast for this is perfect for this whole thing. I'm so excited. I know, there is the downside of they've been announcing all these different superheroes, and everybody's like, oh, there's too many superheroes to introduce in one movie. Sure, maybe there's too many, but they don't have to be the main objective of the film. They could just be a part of this universe and just so happen to be in these movies, but they're not like a big deal. Don't worry about them as much, because what
Right.
really is important is the story of Superman trying his best. Am I right, Raul?
I tried my best.
He's
I
trying his
tried my
best.
best.
Disney, don't kill me. As if Disney could kill Superman. They kind of have. But anyways, what do you think about all this? What do you think about Brosnahan talking about this, Raul?
I mean, this all sounds just as I expected it would. I mean, even I remember when we first talked about David Cornsweet and Rachel Brosnahan being brought aboard to play Superman and Lois, we had this feeling because we went back and we looked at all these clips. We always knew, Brosnahan, her background and Maisel and all that stuff. She's funny, she's witty, But then looking back at these clips of Cornsweet too, all the other stuff he's done, my God, this guy's so charming and funny and lighthearted. So just from the knowledge of those two being brought on board, I already got the feeling that, okay, we're going in a different direction here. We're going lighter. We're going brighter. It's going to be maybe a little funnier. We're straying away from the darkness that was the Zack Snyder Superman, with Henry Cavill. Now, Cavill did have those moments, though.
Hmm.
He did have those lighthearted moments and things like that, but that was definitely a rarity, as far as the overall tone of what that universe was. So, just from the beginning, hearing about the castings and all that stuff, I mean, that's kind of where I expected. And I was like, okay, James Gunn is going to bring the lightheartedness to Superman. He's going to go classic Superman. This is going to be, somewhere akin to, the original 70s Superman, that's at least what it sounded like to me. This just confirms it even more. And I'm just happy to hear this. I'm happy to get back to, getting back to more of a classic, uplifting Superman vibe. And I'm happy to hear that it's going in this direction. And yeah, Brosnahan confirming it just makes me, I don't know, makes me feel happy about it. I'm content. I'm content, Kevin. I'm glad we're getting this Superman again.
I genuinely cannot wait to see the first trailer. Or even not even the first trailer. I just want to see the first shot of like somebody took a picture of them on set for like a day, and it's just Superman posing. Like just something. Give me something to look at so I can go, come on, oh my God, Raul, let's talk about this on the show. Oh my God,
Yeah.
it's so exciting. I hope Warner Brothers knows what they're doing. I know I trust James Gunn, so I just want to make sure Warner Brothers doesn't ruin everything for James Gunn, which I don't think they will. I think they're clearing away and saying, James, do what you got to do.
Letting him do his thing, it seems like.
Yeah.